Hey guys, how you doing today? So let's go over this. Let's see. All right, guys. So first things first. So we're gonna go over some of this stuff in regards to making sure you guys are prepared. Some of this stuff will be on. Well, most of the stuff you will see on the test. So you just want to make sure you know it. Okay. I will say these are some things that you just want to absolutely know, because you will see it. Okay. So recap wise, first things first. So conventional operation of law, active parties, objection to security deposits, all that is very important. So when it comes to a conventional loan is what? A conventional loan is going to be good job, Mary. So it's going to be conforming and non-conforming. So it's either or. All right. You're going to see both. If you see FHA, you know FHA wouldn't apply to that. But when it comes to conventional is going to be conforming and non-conforming. Now, when it comes to FHA, one thing you need to know about FHA is what? What type of loan is that? Go ahead and add it in the chat. FHA. Okay. Okay. No, think about it again, Mike. FHA. So again, FHA is not conforming. So conventional is conforming and non-conforming. FHA is always insured. So just know when you see FHA, that is automatically you know that that's insured. Okay. Operation of law. So operation of law when you have a contract. Some people get operation of law and act of parties confused. So if the buyer decides to this is not working for me. The inspection was too high. Let's go ahead and I just want to walk away. What is that considered? Correct. That is an act of parties. All right. That is not an operation of law. That is an act of parties. If it was a fire, if this home, you had a buyer and a seller, and the seller home burnt down or it automatically expired, then that is an operation of law. So don't get the two confused. Okay. Because you will see that operation of law is fire, expiration, automatically expire. But if somebody terminated the contract or the seller said, we're not going to do this, or the buyer said, just the heck with it, then that is active parties. Okay. So make sure you know the difference with that. All right. Next, let's see. So next, objection to a security deposit. Okay, so it's very important that you guys know for a security deposit. Some people are saying 30 days. Okay, I don't want you guys to get confused because it's two separate things. So we're gonna go over some of those. So let's go ahead and go over the objection to security deposit. So the security deposit. So with the Florida law requires that the landlord to return the tenant security deposit within what? Within what? 15 days. So 15 days after the tenant moved out, or within 15 days if the landlord doesn't intend to claim anything on the deposit. Okay. So if the landlord intends to keep something, or there's an issue, then they must provide written notice within 30 days. Okay. So the notice must be sent certified mail, and the tenant last address or whatnot. That's something that you may or may not see when it comes to certified mail mailing address, but just make sure you know it. But the important thing is don't get confused, because they may ask a question where the landlord is going to keep the deposit. How much notice should they get? Are you going to say 15? Well, they already provided notice. So because they provided notice, it's going to be 30 days. Okay. Or if the landlord does not intend on keeping it and the tenant moved out, does the landlord have 30 days? No, the landlord had 15 days after they moved out, or within 15 days if the landlord intend to do a claim. All right. So make sure you know the difference with that, because I don't want you to put 30 and I can see how it can be a tad bit confusing. Okay. So zoning is something too that you guys just want to know. That is supposed to be use of land, not use of PF. Okay, so use of land. So when it comes to zoning, use of land, building codes, building design, safety, all that is zoning. When someone we want to go ahead and put this here. Is it going to zone? Can we put this here? Here's our business designs. Here how we want to lay it out. That is all zoning. Make sure you know that zoning is the use of land, building codes, building design, and safety. Okay? Just make sure you know that. Stacy, can you make sure you edit zoning for me? It says PF, it needs to say of. Okay, so make sure you know that. Any questions there? Look at the chat. Okay, cool. So now we have national flood. When you this has to be a flashcard for you guys. When you see national flood, automatically know V zone. Okay, not X zone, not Z zone. It is V zone. Okay, it's but so many ways that they can word it. However they ask it, you see national flood, know that that is V zone. Okay, so that is a flashcard that you guys definitely want to know. All right. Non-compliance DBRP. What is that? It is not a misdemeanor, it's a first-time minor. Okay, so know that non-compliance DBRP is a first-time minor. Stop me if you need me to. We're just moving relatively fast because you guys already know this stuff. We're just doing it as flashcards, just making sure you have this locked in, okay? So single transaction broker, no brokers, it's a difference, okay? So when it comes to single is your fiduciary duty and document is required, okay? So single is going to be when you are going to give your full fiduciary duties to this client. Can somebody tell me, please, when it comes to fiduciary duties, what does that look like? What does fiduciary duties look like? And I have an acronym from it as well. But I want you guys to tell me, what is it? Put it in the chat. Okay, first off, what is the acronym? You're missing one. All right, so the acronym is old car. I like to remember when it comes to fiduciary duties as old car, okay? So old car is obedience, loyalty, disclosures, confidentiality, accounting, and reasonable care. All right, so when it comes to fiduciary duties, I am being loyal, I am disclosing, I am accounting, I'm being reasonable, I am obeying your lawfully duties, I am being confident. That is old car. So remember old car when it comes to what a fiduciary duty is. So when it comes to single agent, a single agent is required to have the documents. So the documents are required. When it comes to a transaction broker, that is limited. All right. They don't owe the full fiduciary duties. Okay. That's limited. Okay. What they owe is it's like it's limited and it's no notice required for them. Okay, in regards to when we're talking about the form. Now for no brokerage, docs are required. So for single and no brokerage, you need to know that it is both required. Okay, it's not for a transactional broker. And for that, there is, instead of old car, it's just dad, which is deal with honesty, um fairness, and disclose account. All right. Honesty, fairness, disclosing account. I put fairly, but you guys get it. So that's what that pretty much means. Fairly disclose, account, and deal with honesty. Okay. So still on this subject. So when must the no brokerage relationship notice be presented in Florida? Just keep it simple. It must be it must be made before showing the property. Okay, so the duties of a licensee who has a no brokerage relationship with a buyer or seller must be fully described and disclosed in writing to the buyer or seller. The disclosure must be in there before showing a property. Yep. Oh, go back to that one. It was fairly disclosed. So basically, it's deal with honesty, disclose, account. Okay. All right. Now, when we go to the disclosures, again, the disclosures need to be disclosed before showing for a single and a no brokerage. Okay. So don't get that confused, guys. Principal. What is principal? So principal is always the client. It is the client. Don't get it confused and think that is the brokerage. It is the client. Okay. So know that. You guys need to know your special, your general, your universal. So when it comes to special, that's me. That's me. That's how I look at it. I am special. Okay. You are special. A regular agent is going to be special. So when you see special, me, okay? I am special, meaning short term, not binding. All right. You have a short term agreement. You don't have a listing agreement that's going to last forever. You have short term agreement with it. All right. Your service is limited. So special is limited and special is me. I am special. That is the best way I would say to look at it. When it comes to general agent, on the other hand, that is a broader one. A general agent has a broader authority and responsibility. So, for example, you have a property management, they are considered a general agent. It is binding and it's ongoing. All right. Binding and ongoing. Universal. So, universal is the most broad type of agency. So, if you see a question that says, what is the most broader type? You would know that the most broader type is going to be what? That is going to be general. What is the limit type? The limit agency is going to be special. But when it comes to the broad one, the most broad type of agency is universal agency because it gives agent the power to act on the behalf of the principal and make decisions on their behalf. So that is in the sense of, think about it as a POA, a power of attorney. All right. Now, when we get to this, so when we get to 475, know that 475 is the law and 61J2 is what? That carries out the law. So anytime you see 61J2, know that that is Florida administrative, okay? There's like no way of you, that is a flashcard that you just have to know. 61J2 administrative. All right. You just want to know that administrative, administration, either one you see, you want to make sure that that is 61J2. All right. And it carries out the law opposed to 475 is the law. Okay. Presumption. So Florida is a presumption state. So that basically means that all licensees are presumed to be transaction brokers unless they have a written agreement with a customer. This clause is known as the what? Presumption of transactional broker. All right. So we are a presumption state. So you must know that when it comes to Florida. So let's talk about FREC. How many members are in FREC? Okay. This is not something, I mean, you guys clearly see the answer. And like I said, this is something that we already went over. So you already know this stuff, but we just want to make sure there's no issue. So when it comes to FREC, you have 7 members, okay? So you have 4, 2, 1. That's what you want to remember. 4, 2, 1. 4 of the members must be licensed. So 4 of the members must have an active license for 5 years. All right? So 4 of the members must be a licensed real estate broker with an active license for at least 5 years, okay? But then for two of the members must be unlicensed. All right. So 2 of the members must not have been licensed, must not have been real estate sales associate or broker before. So you have 2 that's unlicensed. And then you have 1 that must have an active license for at least 2 years before being appointed. Okay. So remember, for what? For 5-year active broker, okay? 2 unlicensed, never had a license before. 1 must at least have a license for 2 years, okay? Yes. So two is a consumer general public. So yes, you're correct. You may see general public or consumer. You know what that means? That means that they don't have their license. So that would be 2 members that's unlicensed. Okay. And then so you have 421. So again, 4 5-year active broker, 2 unlicensed consumer of the public and never had their license before. 1 had a license for at least 2 years And out of those, one must at least be 60 years old. So some people get confused and think it's 8 members, 4 members, 5-year broker, 2 member unlicensed, 1 member 2 years, 1 member 60 years old. No, it is 7, guys. It's 7. And the one is one at least 60 years old. One of them had to at least be 60. All right. So don't get that confused. Okay. So yes, but that is pretty much it. Another thing that I do want you guys to know too, that when it comes to the assessed value, know that the assessed value take away homestead. Now, when it comes to that too, it's not just going to be that easy. It depends on what they're asking, because sometimes you then have to take the homestead and subtract it again to get the city and the county. But that's another thing. You will see that on math, and we do have a math problem that we already did in there as well. But those are things that's very important. So 61J2 is what? Administration. Correct. Administration, administrative, whichever one you see, but correct. Administration is what it is. Conventional is conforming, and see it coming in the chat. Non-conforming. Good, good, good. Operation of law is fire, it expired naturally. Active parties is what? Termination. The buyer, the seller, somebody terminated. Okay. Security deposit, 15 days. 15 days. They must provide written notice within 30 days if the landlord intends to keep the deposit, okay? Zoning. Zoning is use of land, building code, building design, safety. National flood is what? Via. Put your V up. It's V zone. All right. National flood is V zone. All right. Know that non-compliance DBRP is first time misdemeanor. Do not get that mixed up. Know your single transaction. Know your brokerage. Okay. So don't forget old car when it comes to single. Don't forget dad. Fairly disclose account deal honesty. And know that a transaction broker is limited service. It's limited. And out of the two, which one notice is required? Yep, you couldn't put in the chat any faster. Single and no brokerage. All right. So don't get these things confused, guys. You know this stuff. You know special. I am special. Limited. General is broader. Universal is broad. All right. That's the power of attorney. Okay. And 475 does what? It is the law, and 61J2 carries out the law. All right, guys. So administrative, Florida administrative, where we see administration, automatically know that's 61J2. Do not get it confused. All right. Question. This is not up here, but I do have a question. When it comes to Florida, is it a lien state or is it a theory state? Is Florida a lien state or a theory state? If you look at it on the map, it looks kind of like an L. That's how I remember it. It is a lien state, all right? So you guys want to definitely make sure you know that too, because you may get some questions on that. It also would ask you who keeps the who gets the title of their home in the beginning. It is not going to be theory, okay? Because theory, they don't get it in the very beginning. They don't leave with it, versus with Florida, they automatically get it and they have it and they don't have to worry about it. Just think about a car. When it comes to a car, you don't get your title as soon as you drive off with the car. You get your title after it's paid off. That's kind of like how it is with a theory state. But with a lien state, as what Florida is, it's quite different. You already have your title. You already have it. It's not your title, it's your deed, but you already have it. Well, your note. Okay. I don't want to say deed because deed is theory, but you already have it. And so yeah. That answer your question? Okay, cool. All right, so we already did this. We already knocked out some of the math. You guys know this. You know these flashcards. Congratulations for those that's taken the test this week. I am so excited for you. Just make sure you study. Know the like don't overdo it, but just definitely know the flashcard questions because these flashcard questions are very important. Also, we still have the cram test, cram exam. So if you guys absolutely need it, and you want to go ahead and just have a little extra study, it's 60 questions. There's some math in there too. Go ahead and get that. We do have that for you. But I would say, in addition to the cram, also definitely look at this too, because some of these are not up there, and these are things that are actually on the test as well that just came out. So I just want you guys to know this stuff too. All right, make it a great day. I am going to log out of here, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Message me. Mary, stay on. Stay on. I want to answer that for you. All right, bye.